What's going on, y'all? I'm Czar, and in this video, we're going to look at the Memorial Day sale that Kit Plugins has going on right now for the holiday weekend coming up, and that is the Core EQ and Core Compressor, or otherwise known as the CoreSeries, for 50% off. So this is definitely a sale that you're going to want to check out and take advantage of, because both of these plugins are only $29 each. So if we take 50% off of that, you're now getting both of these plugins for $29 together. You can look at it as $14 or $15 for each of them, or you can look at it as both of them for $29. Either way you look at it, this is an incredible deal for some incredible plugins at an incredible price. So let's start with the Core EQ. This is a 4-band EQ, a real general use EQ. It's got high pass and low pass filters. You've got high shelf and bell curves for the low band and high band, and then your middle bands is completely variable with your Q and frequency controls. And this one, it reminds me of a SSL EQ, but I prefer this horizontal layout versus the vertical layout of most SSL EQs. And then over here with the Core Compressor, this is a compressor with a transformer modeled output, 3-to-1 ratio here. It's got some cool tricks up its sleeve. You've got the body knob, which is a 250 hertz low shelf post compression that you can add, and you also have this crush button, which essentially acts as a 1176 all buttons in. You can think of it as that kind of style of compression that you can just one click get in on your tracks. Core Compressor you can use for general compression and leveling, and you can hit that crush button and really get some aggressive pumping compression. All right, I'm going to show these two plugins on a vocal here from Simone Curry that bypassed already sounds good, but I'm going to show you how we can make it sound great with the Core EQ and Core Compressor. So I'm going to first play this dry. We just got a little bit of reverb on it, but as far as EQ compression, all of that is bypassed right now.
I know where I belong with you. I know where I belong with you, yeah.
All right, so with that vocal, like I said, it already sounds good, but we're going to cut just a couple frequencies with the Core EQ, and then we're going to bring it more in your face with the Core Compressor. Definitely needs to be smoothed out just a little bit. It's definitely some little phrases that are getting buried under the track. So we're going to use a compressor to pull that forward. Starting with the Core EQ, just a couple simple moves I've got here. About 160 hertz, I'm cutting 2 dB, and at 800 hertz, I'm cutting 2 dB. We've got about a 100 hertz high pass filter. And one thing about the filters on this is it's not a very steep filter. It sounds like it's a 6 or 12 dB slope, but nothing really aggressive with these filters here. But of course, they do help roll off the low and high end. So this is, we got the Core Compressor on. Got the Core EQ on with the Core Compressor. Let's turn that on. Doing about 10 milliseconds for the attack, release 180 milliseconds, bringing up the makeup gain a little bit, which I really love to do on this compressor because it'll add some saturation the more you drive this output. And let's take a listen now.
I know where I belong with you. I know where I belong with you.
All right, one more time without it.
I know where I belong with you.
And with it.
I know where I belong with you.
All right, so that's sounding great, but we're going to take it one more step here. So this is not on the flash sale, but this was recently released from Kit Plugins. This is the MoQ, which is based off of the Motown EQ. Going to turn this on, and this is a EQ that you can do slight adjustments with and get huge results. I'm boosting 1 dB at 320 hertz to give it a little warmth, and I'm adding 2 dB at 12.5K just to open up the top end a little more. And this is just going to make this vocal, I mean, the best way I can describe it is just sound sweeter. Check it out.
I know where I belong with you. I know where I belong with you, yeah.
And without the Mo Q.
I know where I belong with you. I know where I belong with you, yeah.
So really nice sheen and just top end that is opening up just a little there. And like I said, just making it sound a little sweeter. So really love what you're getting with the Mo Q, just adding some sweetness on top. The Mo Q is still on its intro sale right now of $79. So just to recap here, Core EQ, regular price $29. You can use the discount code Memorial50 to bring it down to $14 or $15. Core compressor, same thing, regular price $79. Memorial50 discount code will get this down to $14 or $15 for you. At $29, I would just get both of them at $29 and take $50 off each one. I think it's a really good deal for both of these together. And then, lastly, we took a quick look at the Mo Q. I've got a full review of this on my channel. I'll have a link to that to play at the end of this video. But intro price on this one is $79. So if you're using the Core EQ, Core compressor, definitely comment and let me know how you're using it. I've been using these since they came out, and they found a way into all of my mixes, and as well as the Mo Q. If you've already checked that out, definitely let me know what you think about that as well. So as usual, I will have a link in the description if you want to check these out, learn more about them, or pick them up. And if you like this video, I appreciate a thumbs up. And if you want to continue to see content from me, then you know what to do. All right, any questions, comments, let me know, and I'll catch y'all next time. I invite you to check out my podcast, the Faders Up Podcast, a podcast about pro audio and beyond. Season 3 is now underway, and in this season, we'll be doing a lot of topics requested by listeners. So if you have a topic you want to hear discussed on the podcast, email us, DM us, or join us in our Facebook group, Faders Up Podcast, and let us know. And if you haven't checked out the podcast yet, I have a link in the description that'll take you to the page.